understand me on this language, but you might not understand me here, but I understand who I am. It's a bit like that. Very clever.
So basically all the rules of any kind of council, and the councils are all corporations, as is the United Kingdom government, that's a corporation as well.
Yeah.
So only corporations can speak to corporations in the land of the dead, so that's why they turn you into a person or a resident or a taxpayer, occupier, whatever it is. So they lower your status when really our status as living men and women is higher than theirs. Because he who creates owns, it's a maxim in law. So we create a government, not the other way around. So we're here because these guys, I think apparently, have turned a civil case into a criminal case, which again, A, they're in the wrong jurisdiction because they're in legal, and legal means not lawful. Legal is the presumption or colour of law. So colour means black. Like Black's law is a colour, and colour means counterfeit. That's legalese, that's the double speak. So really what we need to do is, A, not go into legal jurisdiction at all, but if they're trying to turn a legal case, which is A, a load of nonsense jurisdiction on a living man and woman, and then try and turn it into a criminal case when there's no harm, injury or loss, then we've got a problem because there's no due process. So you've got a judge in there who's forging documents, uttering, which is a criminal offence. It's all fraud, ultimately, at the end of the day, which again is a criminal offence from them, whilst calling us criminals.
And their language, we don't understand it, but people don't know that. So when you go into these courts, so for instance, when I went into court years and years ago about parking, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry, I did this. But your paperwork doesn't match me. I'm not who you say that is.
Yeah.
That's what people have to get their head around. It's a hard lesson, isn't it? It's hard to unravel and unpick. But until you meet them with, I don't understand that paperwork, that's not me, and I don't honour that, that's when it all unravels.
I've heard a few cases like this go on in this country over many of years now. A few people attack it with common law. So the difference between why is common law not used in the court system? Why is it their speak? Why is it structured for them to win? As it's like gambling, isn't it? It's like the house always wins. So why is it structured like that?
Because the courts are now the banks. The banks are the bar society, and the bar is the City of London. So the City of London is banking. So all our courts, all of them, without exception, even up to the Royal Courts of Justice now, they are corporate courts. They're not courts for the people. I mean,
jury.
Yeah. Basically what we're trying to do is bring in a common law jury. Now it's common law, you can't just use it on your own. If we all went in there saying, oh, I'm a living man or woman, I'm a freeman of the land, they'd laugh us out of there. But what you've got to do is call out the jurisdiction and wrap them up in their own rules. So the judge won't be on his so-called bond, he'll be on an affirmation. The clerk of the court isn't a clerk of the court anymore, he's a legal advisor. So they don't have any authority over you whatsoever, and they have no authority to be in these public buildings any longer. Because really, it's for us, the people, to hold our public servants to account. But the difficulty is, under the Nolan principles, they hold themselves to account. They have a higher duty of care to us as the people, by the people, for the people. But what's happened is, because they're all incorporated, they don't do that now. So they get to, tell us what to do, and instead of the other way around, really. So at the least, it's misfeasance in office. Then it goes to malfeasance. Then you're going into treason and high treason. That's how serious this is. They're criminals in there. Now, some of them don't know what they're doing. No. But the thing is, ignorance is no defence of the law. Yes. So they don't get to just say, oh, well, we didn't know. So do we get away? We don't get away with that, do we? If we broke the law, we don't get to say, oh, I'm sorry, I just didn't know. No. But the thing is, law applies to the living man and woman.
Yeah.
But even law is a construct, it's the land, the air and the water. But anyway, without going there, I guess a little bit deeper.
But they also use trickery, the devil's handbook. So they know what you're doing, so they're always trying to trick you back into their jurisdiction. And that's when you're in that moment and your adrenaline's going and you're not thinking as clear, because you can play this out at home as much as you want. When you get in there and they ask you a question, they take you back into their jurisdiction. It's up to you to go, that's not me over here. So when I was in court against Jacobs in May, the judge said, okay, let's go to this part of your witness statement. I went, oh, no, that's trickery. I'm going over here. And he was not happy about it, because I went, no, I'm not doing that bit. I'm going over here and doing this bit. And it's having that all the time. They're always trying to trick you back in.
Yeah, and you think that's the reason why most people can't actually speak for themselves? They have to get somebody appointed to speak for them?
You understand me on this language,